Hello students, I hope all of you are doing well and safe. In our first lecture of managerial accounting, we have discussed about bookkeeping, accounting, the characteristic features of bookkeeping and accounting. Also, we have seen how bookkeeping is different from accounting. Also, we have seen the accounting cycle. Today, we will be discussing the accounting cycle in detail. Okay, let's start. So, this pictorial representation, from this pictorial representation, it's all clear about the accounting cycle. You can see the financial transactions or the events are actually identified and they are recorded. The recording happens in the book of primary entry. The book of primary entry is called as journal. Okay, and once we record something into the journal, it is journal entry. Like normal financial transactions are recorded into the book of primary entry, and that book of primary entry is called as journal. And in journal there are different kinds of subsidiary books according to the kind of transaction. If some transactions are related to cash transaction, there are cash transactions. At the same time there will be credit transactions. So cash related transactions will be recorded or will be entered in the cash book. Then there is purchase book. Those transactions related to the purchase, that will be entered in the purchase book. Then sales book. Purchase return, those purchase return means once we purchased something and in near future, like after some days, we feel that we have to return that is not of the good quality. And then we will be entering those transactions or those events in the book called purchase return book. Then sales return book, same as that of purchase return, like once we sold something and that is coming back to the seller or the owner, then that will be mentioned in the recorded in the sales return book. Bills payable, which have to be paid, and bills receivable, which are the payments that have to be received, and the journal proper. These are some of the subsidiary books, and these subsidiary books are the books in which the primary entry is made. And next, we will be like once the journal, and like once we record all the entries in the journal, then we will be transferring those into the ledger. Okay, and once we like the process of entering into the ledger is termed as posting. And all the events, all the transactions will be classified, and that will be recorded according to the date. And that classifying and posting is the second, or is the second event in the cycle, that is posting into the ledger. And then summarizing, in summarizing we will be preparing trial balances, trading and profit and loss account, and balance sheet. These are the financial statements, and these are made particular to for a particular period. Okay, and this will help us to identify whether the organization is going in a profit, what are the losses incurred, what is the revenue, what is the revenue, what are the expenses. All those things will be clear from this final accounts. And next stage is analysis and interpretation, and finally communicating to the user. So, who all will be the users of this accounting? Yes, we will see who all are the users. There are two kind of users. The one is internal users and the second is external users. So, as I said, the internal users include owners of the organization or the company, the management involved, they are the internal users. Next is the employees or the workers in the organization. So these three are the owners, management, employees, and workers comes under the internal users of accounting. And we will see who are the external users: banks and financial institutions, investors and potential investors, that is potential investors, creditors, government and its authorities. So how accounting is important for the external users? For example, if our organization requires certain loans, we will be approaching to the financial institutions or bank. So they want to check the credit worthiness or soundness of our organization, so they will be looking into the final accounts. From by checking into the final accounts, they will understand what are the assets we have, what is the working capital of our organization, in what way, what, like, is that a profited organization or are we running in loss. So all those things visible will be visible from the accounting cycle or like this is the reason by which we maintain the accounts, and external users used to check the final accounts to check the credit worthiness or soundness of the organization. So I hope the users of accounting is clear to you all. Now we will see the systems of accounting. There are two main systems of accounting. The first one is the double entry system of accounting, which is most commonly used, and the second is single entry system of accounting. Sorry. So these are the most common accounting systems, or the way by which we enter the transactions. So from the term itself you may have understood like how it will be different, the double entry and the single entry system of accounting. We will see. In the double entry system of accounting, there will be two aspects, that is, one is debit and the other is credit. Okay, and the debit will be always mentioned in the left side and the credit will be always mentioned in the right side. And at the time of recording a transaction, it is recorded as one as a debit side and the other as a credit side. Okay, so in the double entry system, every aspect, every transaction will be having two sides or two aspects. If we purchased something, we have given cash and we purchased the goods. So there are two kinds of like two things happening, like we are purchasing at the same time we are paying the cash. So in double entry system of accounting, we will be entering both the transactions. We have paid cash, the cash we have paid, and we have purchased something. Okay, for example, at the time of purchasing, the cash purchases, goods are acquired and in return cash is paid, as I said. So we will be mentioning these two aspects, like receiving the goods and paying the cash. Okay, so under the double entry system, both these aspects are recorded, and this is universally accepted in system of accounting entry. And the second system of accounting is single entry system of accounting. In single entry system of accounting, only one aspect, only one aspect will be mentioned. It is like normally it is termed as incomplete double entry system of accounting. Nowadays single entry system of accounting is not maintained, or like actually it is not in use. Only double entry system of accounting is used. Now we will see what is the basis of accounting. As I said, we will be entering, or we will be recording the transactions which are of financial nature. And in the recording of the books of account, there are like we will be entering two kinds of accounts. One is cash basis of accounting and the second is accrual basis of accounting. From the term or from the word itself you may have understood, but we will see what it is. On cash basis of accounting, this is a method in which income is recorded when cash is received and expenses are recorded when cash is paid out. In this kind of the cash basis of accounting, actually what happens, we will be entering or we will be recording the transaction only once we receive the cash or we pay the cash. Like in actual sense, when cash exchange happens, only that time the entries will be recorded. So this is the like concept of cash basis of accounting. I hope that is clear. And we'll see what are the advantages of cash basis of accounting. It is a very simplest method of accounting, because it like we will be entering the transactions only when cash is received or cash is paid off. Okay, so there will not be any adjustment entries. So it is simple as adjustment entries are not required. Second point is this approach is more objective as very few estimates and judgments are required. Third point, this basis of accounting is suitable for those enterprises where most of the transactions are on the basis of cash. Okay, I hope this is also like the advantages is clear to you all. Now we will see the accrual basis of accounting. Before going into the accrual basis, we will see what are the disadvantages of cash basis of accounting. We have seen the advantages, at the same time we will see what are the disadvantages of the cash basis of accounting. So the disadvantage is like it will not be showing a true or fair where we are in profit, or like whether we are in profit or loss, because only the cash related transaction, like once we receive the cash or once we pay the cash, is only mentioned. Because in any organization there will be credit related transactions will be there, prepaid expenses will be there, prepaid outstanding things will be there are many adjustments in an organization. So this cash basis will not be a true or fair kind, which will not be giving us a true and fair result will not be visible. So it does not give a true and fair view of the profit or loss and the financial position of an enterprise, because it ignores the outstanding and prepaid expenses. Outstanding is one which we have to incur, like we have to do in future, and prepaid is one we have already done, the expenses we have already done. And accrued incomes and incomes received in advances, these will not be mentioned in the cash basis of accounting. So the financial position of the enterprise will not be true and fair. And the second disadvantage is it does not follow the matching principle of the accounting. So we'll be discussing the principles, concepts and conventions of accounting in the next classes, so this will be more clearer. And now we will see one more disadvantage is actual cash inflows and outflows are considered, therefore there is a great possibility of profit manipulation. Okay, so you may have understood the three disadvantages of the cash basis of accounting. Now we'll see what is accrual basis of accounting. In the accrual basis of accounting, it's a system of accounting is based on accrual concept. The revenue is recognized when earned. Expenses are recognized when incurred. That is, we will be recording the revenue once it is earned, and the expenses are recognized. Recognized means we will be recording the transaction when we incur an expense or once we earn an revenue. It doesn't mean that in actually we have to receive the cash in hand. Okay, under this system, the income earned and the expenditure incurred is recognized irrespective of cash received or paid. As I said, in this kind of transaction or in this basis of accounting, we will not be checking whether we received the cash in actual or whether we paid the cash in actual, but the transactions will be recorded when an event occurs. When an event occurs of revenue earning or expenses incurring, we will be mentioning that transaction. It doesn't mean that in actual sense we received the cash or we made the payment. Okay, and it is based, the accrual basis of accounting is based on the two accounting principles. One is the revenue recognition concept and the other is matching concept. These both concepts and the other remaining concepts of accounting and the principles we will be discussing in the upcoming classes. So now we will see what are the advantages of accrual basis of accounting. The first point is it is more scientific compared to the cash basis. Second, this basis of accounting shows a complete picture, so financial position will be clear. This system discloses correct profit or loss for a particular period and also exhibits true financial position of the business on a particular day. It reflects correct profit or loss during an accounting period. Now we'll see what are the disadvantages of accrual basis of accounting. The first point says this system is not as simple as cash basis. We have seen cash basis very simple because there is no adjustments. This second point is accounting. The accounting process under this basis is too elaborate. And third point is a quick appraisal of the profit and loss is not possible because many adjustments are required to ascertain the true financial position of the business. Because there are lot many adjustments to be happened, and many adjustment entries will be there, so it will not be very easy to make easy to follow an accrual basis of accounting. So like it takes little time to see the to get the results of the results or the financial, to analyze the financial position of the organization or business. So this is all for today. We'll see the rest of the topic in the next class. I hope all the topics so far discussed are clear, and if you feel any difficulty, get back to me. Thank you.